Hello guys, this is Rose, and today we're gonna be learning how to display our strings and content on the screen using Objective-C. This is a crucial uh, thing that you need to learn in order to understand Objective-C. So without any further ado, let's get started. First of all, we're gonna open up Xcode that we downloaded in the previous tutorial, and if you haven't watched this, so I recommend doing it right now. We're gonna create a new Xcode project. And if you didn't understand anything in the previous tutorial, don't worry about it. I'm going to explain everything in this tutorial. So let's create a new command line tool. Let's name it anything. I'm going to name mine new project. So you can name it anything you want. And we're going to use Objective-C as our language. Click next. And save it to your desktop or any folder of your choice. Now, the project created a main.m file, and we know that these are comments. These are called single line comments. Any comment that starts with 2 slashes and anything after it is called a comment, a single line comment, and a double line comment is a slash, an asterisk, and then anything after, and then on the line after it you end with an asterisk and a slash. That's a double line comment. And in the last tutorial, I talked to you guys about what import statements do. The import files that have been pre-written by Apple in order to make it easy for you, so that you don't have to write all the files by yourself in order to perform certain tasks. So in this tutorial, first of all, without doing anything else, I'm gonna talk to you guys about how to run your code. Over here in the top left-hand corner is a play button that if you click it, what it does, it says build a new project, and it builds and compiles your project. What compile means is that it takes your code, converts it into computer language, which is 01000, also known as binary, so that computer can understand it, or your iPhones, iPads, iPod touches, or any Apple product, and then it executes it on that device. So what I do over here is that when I press this play button, took this code and then it converted it to binary format so that my Mac could understand it, and then it ran it. So over here is the console. Over here, this black part, you could extend the size of it just by dragging it upwards or downwards. I like to keep mine a bit smaller so that it's easy to read my code as well, and you could toggle this part off or on just by pressing over here, and you can also disable the console altogether by pressing this button. So let's just make console visible right now and close all the other panels. So what you're gonna notice over here is that when I ran the program, let's do it again. It said build succeeded. Over here it gave me the date as to when I ran the program, and it said new projects. This ID over here, and then it said hello world. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about how you display the hello world. If you go back into code, and let's delete this comment here just to make our code very easy to read. The thing that displayed hello world to the console, or the line of code that displayed hello world to the console, is this line over here, NSLog, bracket, parentheses, @ quotation marks, and then the text that you want to display to the console. So let me explain to you guys as to what this does. When you import this class over here, when you import foundation/foundation.h, what it does, it gives you functionality to something called a console function, also known as an NSLog function. Now what NSLog does, it allows you to display whatever you write in those brackets to be displayed in the console. So let's do it. So it's the prefix is NS, which stands for next step, which is a company that Steve Jobs used to own. That's why all the Apple classes, or at least most of them, any class that belongs to, or any function that belongs to the import foundation class or the foundation class, is or has an NS prefix. So it's NS log, and if you press enter, IntelliSense Okay, let's show it to you guys again. If you start typing NSLog, you would notice this thing come up over here. This is called IntelliSense. What it does, it autofills your code and it knows as to what you're gonna type next. So if you were gonna type NSLog, you could just press enter and it would fill it in for you, so that you don't have to type anything else. And now, what NSLog does, it accepts a parameter. What a parameter is, it accepts instructions. So what NSLog does, it's saying NSLog, and log means to display in computer program, and log means to display. So NS is just a prefix which stands for next step, which was a company owned by Steve Jobs. So it's just saying NSLog, and log means to display to the console, this black pad over here. And then in these brackets, you would see that it's asking for NS string asterisk format. Just avoid that, delete it, and now type in at brackets. Now what it tells NSLog, it's saying at, which means it's a string, and a string is basically a number of characters concatenated together and joined together. So for example, a character would be considered, or a character is basically any alphabet such as A, B, C, D, E, F, G till Z. Those are called characters, and whenever you put more than 3 characters together, it forms a string. Or you could also a sentence could be a string, or for like that. So yeah, after an add sign, what it tells your computer, it tells it that this is a string, and then you put 2 brackets after that, and then in these brackets you can type in whatever you want, and then whenever you run your code, it should display to your console. So let's type in, this is Shiro's full stop, and remember to end every statement with a semicolon. Now you could write yeah, okay, that's basically it. Let's make this capital. Let's save that. You could press Command S to save it, or go to File and then save it, but I prefer to use the shortcut Command S because it's way faster. And now after you're done doing that, make sure it's exactly spelled like this, but you could put anything in here. You could put your name in here, or anything. You could put in whatever the heck you want in here. Just make sure it's in between these between these brackets, and the statement ends with a semicolon. And as soon as you run it, it should say build succeeded if you didn't have any errors, and if you follow this exactly word by word, other than this part in the brackets. You should have something that says here, this is Shiro's, or whatever you typed in those brackets. So what it did, it said NSLog, it said I want to display something to the console, and that something is going to be in these brackets, or in these parentheses, and in that parenthesis there's an @ sign, which means that this is a string. A string is a number of characters combined together in order to give it a meaning, I guess. So yeah, that's basically it for this tutorial. In this tutorial, we actually know how to display stuff to the screen. You could have as many NSLogs as you want. Let's have another NSLog saying programming is fun, and remember to end it with a semicolon, and then let's rerun it. And here you can see it printed, this is Rose in programming is fun. So that's about it for this tutorial, guys. If you liked it, please comment, like, and subscribe. And please give me your feedback, because I'm going to be making a lot of these tutorials, and if you like them, then I'm going to continue to make more. But if you guys, and if I don't get any feedback, then I might have to stop making this tutorial. So please just remember to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.